Okay, so from 12.3, we're going to look at number 15. So 15, you get 4y squared minus 12y equals -7. And on this one, we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve it. And so the quadratic formula says the solutions to this quadratic equation are going to be y equals plus or minus negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Well, so now to use this formula, we need to know what a, b, and c are. And we find a, b, and c by writing it in the form ay squared plus by plus c equals 0. So just add 7 to both sides. So a is 4, b is -12, and c is 7. So if b is -12, you get negative b, so negative and -12, times the square root of -12 squared minus 4 times 7, all over 2 times 4. So that gives me 12 plus or minus the square root of 12 squared is 144. 144 minus 112 is going to give you 32 all over 8. And so that gives you 12 plus or minus 4 root 2. 16 goes into 32, so I can simplify that to 4 root 2 all over 8. This is not a simplified answer. We need to simplify this, and we recognize that all three of these have a 4 in it, so I can divide through by 4 on all that, and that gives me 4 plus or minus 2 root 2, or 4 plus or minus root 2, because not 4, 3 plus or minus root 2 all over 2, right? 4 goes into 12 3 times, 4 goes into 4 1 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. So 3 plus or minus the square root of 2 all over 2 is the correct answer for that one. And then for number 23, the problem looks like this. You have 2c squared plus 1/2 c plus 2/3 equals 0. So again, we're going to use the quadratic formula. I recommend just continuing to write it down so you can learn it well. So c, though we're not going to have c, you got to remember that this c is going to be different than the c that's in my quadratic formula. Is going to be a negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I don't want to deal with fractions, so I'm going to go through and multiply this by 6, which will give me 12c squared plus 6c plus 8 equals 0. If you wanted at this point, actually this should be 3c, shouldn't it? Because when you do 6 times 1/2. So a is 12, b is 3, and c is 8. So we're going to have a -3 for the negative b. B squared is going to be 9 minus 4 times 12 times 8 all over 2 times 12. But the problem here is inside this square root, you're going to have a negative number. And so if you get a negative number inside the square root, that means your answer is no solution. So for 23, the correct answer is no solution.